Can you believe this? Unfortunately, this is my form of beekeeping. Not intentionally, but this is my form of beekeeping. Look at that. This is one of my smaller hives. I was into them not that long ago, and it looks like they're getting ready to swarm.
Down in Pennsyltucky, there's a little bee farm where the honey's sweet and the bees are warm. Ooh, yeah. Every summer they're buzzing around, making golden honey that'll leave you spellbound. Buzzing in Pennsyltucky, bees in the air. They're busy as can be, they don't have a care. Singing sweet melodies, dancing along. Come on down to the bee farm, join in the song.
Well, it's already early May. I cannot believe how fast time has already flown by. Grass is growing, and the bees are, look at that. This is one of my smaller hives. I was into them not that long ago, and it looks like they're getting ready to swarm.
You are really chill about just putting your hands in there.
But I don't have a whole lot of time to try to get into that because I have to go to work. So let's do a quick recap. Last winter was a cold winter, a longer winter. Normally where I live in southern Pennsylvania, it doesn't really start getting really cold until January kicks in. This year was, I don't know if you say it was more of a normal year or from a long time ago, or more of a, it was an abnormal year for the past 4 or 5 years, let's put it that way. The winter started getting really cold around end of October and November, and December, then into January, and very cold into February. And that had me real worried about the bees and all that, just because, you know, they can survive it, but you always got to worry about the really, really cold weather. So it wasn't until around February, and then we had a few of them weird sunny 70 degree days or something. I was able to come out and take a look at the bees and see what they were bringing in, some pollen and whatever else they were doing. Had a few of them, checked the weight of them. That was early February. And then we get into March. March is a toss-up. Ask Pennsyltucky Phil. He only gets it right 50% of the time. So the March came in, and it can come in like a lion and go out like a lamb, or it can come in like a lion and go out like a lion, or vice versa. You all know the saying. But this one, I kind of came in like a lion cub, and it just kind of stayed that way, and then it kind of left like a lamb, which was unusual but nice. It was kind of like an early spring. And in fact, we had dandelions. They started popping up way earlier than normal in this year. So that was March. And you had to keep checking on the bees though, because that kind of warmer weather, there's no food coming in. And they all had a good weight on them. They all were doing pretty good. And now we're into the end of April. And in April, we had a lot of rain. I see that. And in fact, even up till right now, we've had some rain about the past week. It's almost raining every day. But it looks like here in the next couple days, we're gonna have a long stretch. And all this water is gonna be put to good use. And the plants and the flowers and the trees are gonna, man, look at these bees. They're going to be probably producing a lot of nectar and honey flow. I know this time of year we've got some black locust. Some black locust trees I see, they're not even hardly got any green leaves on them. And I see a couple black locust trees that have already got blooms. So this is a normal bee year. And the reason I say normal bee year is because bee years vary every year. All right, we had a cold winter, we got a good spring, get some flow, no, maybe some, not enough flow. It all depends. And that's the thing with beekeeping. Beekeeping is always changing. It's always got a new twist, something you got to work out, something you got to try to figure out. And just like this apiary here, last year was supposed to be my build-up season. Well, that didn't happen. So this year is going to be my build-up season. I'm not going to be worried too much about honey production, which they'll make honey anyway. And I'm going to try to grow and build back up my apiary to where I had it back a couple years ago. So, hello. I'm being visited by some ladies. They seem to be dying down. I'm wondering if they're going back to the box, if I can maybe find them on a branch. Yeah, looky there. I think that's where the swarm is. Now I'm gonna have to try to capture that thing before I go to work. My plan was to come out here and look into one of my Duke boxes that had like 12 swarm queen cells from one of my other bee hives. But now life changed. Now I gotta look in to see if I can't save this queen and these bees and go from there. Hopefully they'll calm down. They seem to be calming down a bit now, so maybe this is a good thing. Well, got the pickup, got some stuff, and you see them up there? Yeah, there they are. They landed and they're all quiet now. I come out here at just the right time. Yep, I did. And I'll see if I can work them down somehow. All right, where am I gonna put them? I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put them. Everything seems to have a bee box on it already, even over there. So I think I'm gonna try to put them in that white box right there. All right, here we go. Well, see if we can't get them to stay in here and take. Now, I got this bee box ready to go, and I have a special made queen excluder. Now, years ago, well, beginning of my career, beginning of my hobby, beekeeping, I had 8 frames. I started with 2 8-frame boxes because that's what they said and recommended. I moved up to the 10. Now, I had some of those in a 8-frame, but I didn't have any in the 10-frame. I couldn't find them anywhere. They didn't make them back then. Brush Mountain Bee Farm was the only one who made them, but they, due to some business stuff, they went out of business. But there's a gentleman with Blythe Wood Bee Company, and he's been around for quite a while. He makes a swarm commander. He makes some special products. And way back when, I was looking for one of these, and once you know, by golly, he made some for me. So there you go. That's Blythe Wood Bee Company. Really good people. Anyway, back to trying to catch a swarm before it flies away. All right, well, here they are. Yeah, the wind just blew in here too. It was blowing them around and they didn't seem to care. Oh, how can I do this? Well, I've got me I think I'm just gonna have to snip this branch off. It's the only thing that I can see that's gonna work for me. So let's see how I can do this. Yeah, I got my bee suit on now, guys. Yeah. All right. Well, okay, here we are. Here we did it. Look at that. I had to hold on to it really good with one hand, and I had to use the tree shears with my arm and my elbow. Yeah. All right, now let's see if we can get them in the hive. Alright. Doggone tree branch is getting caught on other branches. Oh, it is so heavy to hold this way. Alright. Do I have it? Yeah, I have it right here. Alright, so this is where we're gonna go. Right there. Let's see what we can do. Look at that. Well, that might work. I need to now just shake them off. Not sure how that's going to go, but let's give it a shot. Trying to figure out where to put this thing so y'all can see it. I'm not sure. Let's try this. There we go. Wunderbar. Oop. All right, let's see how this works. They all seem pretty calm, but I need to try to get them in this box now. Let's see how this goes. Not too bad. Woo, they're starting to roar. Get this crappy lid on. And I'm going to leave this branch right there in front too. We'll see what that does. Outstanding. Outstanding, and lucky if I don't say for myself. Now, I had 4 beehives come through the winter. That one right there that just swarmed, and it was my smallest and weakest hive. Last time I looked on it, I didn't think it was going to swarm because it was way too small. Made a liar out of me there. This hive made it through winter, but didn't make it through spring, and they had plenty of food. That's 3-story, and it was full of honey. So the queen must have died out early. That hive there swarmed, and due to grace of God and luck, it moved right in next door. Behind me, this hive here, it swarmed also, but I don't know where it went. So it's probably off in the woods like almost all my other bees. They always swarm, and they love to go that way. They love to go west, down the valley, looking for trees down there in the woods. So, but anyhow, I caught the swarm. I got that queen gate on there. I'm hoping she's not too thin where she gets out. But we'll come back tomorrow, see if they're still hanging out in there. Now, they just swarmed, so that means they should be full of nectar, ready to make some wax. And it just so happened this box here had all brand new frames and no wax buildup on it at all. So since this hive now swarmed and is in a box and has no resources other than what they bring with them, and an empty comb, empty frames with just plastic foundation to build on, let's see how this hive turns out. I'll show you what a swarm can do. All right, folks, this already turned out to be a lot longer than I meant it to be, and I need to go to my real job and I stop playing around with my hobby. So thanks for watching. Y'all take care. God bless. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.